Namaste. I'm Mona Flynn. Thank you for joining me today. Today we'll be using blanket, blocks, strap. You may have other things that substitute. Let us begin. If you will come and sit at the front edge of your sitting bones. If you're sitting on a prop, I'm sitting on a blanket. Sit near the front edge so that you're at the top or the front of your sitting bones. Take your hands and turn them so the fingertips point back and you prop up. You either press at your prop or at the mat, at the surface behind and underneath you. The chest opens and then draw the chin toward the chest. Feel how the arms support your spine. They prop you up. Notice the lift in your front body, how you're lifting your heart. And as we come more into our back body, as we open through to the front, we're bringing our mind to this place of being present, present to the unfolding of our practice. Let us keep this intention, bringing the hands to the heart, and add our mantra for today. I am a student of my body. I am a student of my breath. With that, notice where your breath goes. And notice the quieting when your breath is smooth and long. I invite you through the course of your practice and the course of your day to keep bringing your mind back to body and breath. Notice how that informs and leads you. Let us begin. We are starting with legs long now. Our first pose is Dandasana. So I am still sitting with a little bit of height to honor neutral lumbar curve especially. And the hands prop me up and I want to bend in the knees and then straighten the legs with repetition. If I turn to the side, you can see that I'm bending and straightening, pumping the knees. The spine stays still, the core is engaged. And every time I straighten the legs, reaching into the inner heels, I'm inviting the kneecaps to lift, the quadriceps are engaged, and this very much lends to strengthening the knees. It becomes a great asset if you need to give knees some extra TLC. This is a great, safe, simple exercise to pepper into your practice. Now, the use of the strap. So as you catch hold a strap, hook your feet, draw the shoulder blades down and back, and keep reaching into the inner heels. What we notice here is that the back body turns on a little bit more. The shoulder blades are in charge of this pose. And though we started in Dandasana where the arms were propped up, this pose, Paschimottanasana, has a similar starting shape and invites us to a little bit of a folding action. We're going to return to this pose toward the end of the practice. But for now, we're using it just to notice what we notice. How the limiting factor is the lower back and the hamstrings, and how, despite the angle of our fold, the middle of the back is holding us up. I want to encourage a variation on how you may use your strap and to keep you coming back to spending time here at the beginning of the pose, because again, it strengthens the back. I have a loop in my strap. It doesn't mean that you always have to use the strap this way. If what you might prefer is keeping it kind on your hands, how your fingers may need to grip the strap, Then open up the loop to the size that you need so that you arrive with your elbows fairly straight, and then you will not have to put as much energy into the gripping, the holding on. Additionally, you'll be tractioning your wrists a little bit more. Even here, you can explore pumping the knees and really engaging a little bit more or having sensation through the back. Now, we're going to take this to a twist. And if you have a loop, slide your hand through so that it comes to rest at the back of the hand, and then you can simply catch hold of it. Another way to keep it kind on the fingers and the hand. But we're adding a twist in Dandasana. So turning on the axis of the spine, this nice light twist, reaching into the legs and out through the crown of the head. And just breathe. And feel. Similarly, if you didn't prefer to use the loop, you'd just be catching the strap and you'd have the same actions. And if by chance you don't have a strap in this variation of a twist with Dandasana, you can always place the back of your hand and press into the leg, and you have traded the leverage. You have more of a strengthening twist. There's always the advantage of the change. As you inhale, come back to center, and exhale and switch. I'm taking the time to add the loop, but the loop stayed in a fixed position. And turning in this direction, I am able to tell that it feels different. And that helps me to understand that this is my tighter side. And perhaps to put my mind on the body to know, well, where does that tightness come from? What is limiting or lending to that tightness? Staying here gives us also a chance to begin to release whatever that tension is. So feel free to ignore me in any of the poses and preparations and stay a little longer where you need. Now, we're going to continue with twists and with folds, and we'll take one leg out, take the legs wide, and we are turning first to hold the strap with the hand that is opposite. So I have arrived in Upavista Konasana, this wide cone, this upright wide cone as it translates. And I'm choosing to continue to use that loop because it is just the right length to allow me to sit upright, make those adjustments, sitting upright, and then to turn. So here in using the loop, I get to traction the wrist. Press down with the back hand, lift the sternum, turn any amount. And there are many twists, seated twists, that borrow similar sets of actions, opposing sets of actions that are similar between them. As you inhale and come to facing eyes towards that leg that you're holding, come hip hinging in that direction. Folds and twists go beautifully together. That back hand that's propping you up is pressing you into this fold. The primary action is with the other leg, trying to anchor the sitting bone that belongs to the other leg. So while you're here, just notice where your head is. Quite often, it's easy to let the head get ahead. And we want to think that the heart is leading. To keep the cue simple allows the body just to navigate that simple cue and adjust in all the places. As you continue to explore the depth of your fold and the depth of your twist, some of you may find that you are able to catch hold the foot, and it would be the outer edge of the foot. Trying to lengthen the front spine, reach into that free leg, keep it your primary action. and keep space in the muscles that are contracting so there is not collapse. Always looking for this sense of lift. But now we're going to take on a counterbalancing pose. As you inhale, come upright. And as you exhale, that other leg now is going to take on a bent knee position. And I am inviting you to knees wide away from each other and to sliding off your prop. You might not need it. If you start to slide off and recognize in yourself that you really prefer being up there, please reclaim that. But we'll continue to use the strap. I'm going to pass it behind me and catch it with that opposite hand. I have my left leg in the strap and my right arm is catching it from behind. And the free arm gets to hold the knee, and here we are in this twist. So between these two poses, we often hear, oh, but that leg that you left behind, that needs your attention, keep reaching into it. To keep this kind on the neck, keep the head square with the shoulder. But if you want to explore this twist, then turn and look over your shoulder and behind so that the neck participates in the twist. And equally, you can turn your head and look back to the long leg foot. It's another variation that feels very different in your back. Let's stay another breath. And then inhale and slowly come out of it. Now, we're going to do all of that on the other side, and we're going to do that in the reverse. So I'm going to switch and place the strap on the other leg. And I'm going to bend the knee of the leg that was just there, open. And I'll pass the strap behind me first. Since we're already here, we've already adjusted. You may be sitting at the floor. We're all set up. Inhale, sit at your tallest spine. Exhale, turn any amount. Let both arms help. Inhale, reach into the long leg. And exhale, think about where your gaze is going. If you're going to look over the shoulder and behind. If you're going to turn your head and stay square with the shoulders. Or if what you did on the other side was to also turn your head and look back to the long leg foot. Right? So how the back body engages, how the holding patterns come into play, have a lot to do with where you send your gaze. And it's not just about the position of your head. It's what you're looking at that creates reaction in your body. And then inhale and come on out of it. Very nice. I'm going to slide back onto my blanket because that serves me really well in this pose, but I am staying near the front edge or the top of the sitting bones. I'm near the edge of rolling off the edge of the blanket. And again, we are holding with the hand that is opposite. And I'm going back to holding my loop. I'm going to slide the hand through, but to notice that, yeah, this is my tighter side. And if I want it to sit up, then I need it to have let it out a little bit, right? So respect the limitations of your body and keep working on what gets your attention. Reach into both inner heels. The toes are drawn back towards you. We are not turning out or in through the legs, but we are turning the torso, letting both arms help. When we're ready to fold, the idea then is to square the shoulders and look to that foot that we're holding and come on into a hip hinging. Front spine is long. We are trying to let the heart lead. Very good. And we're not in a hurry. So if I spend a little bit more time here, I'm spending time making my back strong against gravity at this angle. It's not always about how far we can go. If I hip hinge a little bit deeper, I want to spend time in that slightly further position. I'm going to walk my hand a little bit further along. And again, some of you will find that in this pose, your fold and your twist may allow you to catch that outer foot. Today, I'm not doing that on this side. It's not there. And just breathe. Front spine lengthens. That's the primary action in a fold. It always gets our attention. And then inhaling to come up. But now we want to return to that starting place. So as you help your legs back to center, as you hook your feet, as you keep a light micro bend of your knees, if you're using your loop, cinch it up to that place that serves you well, and then come into your fold. What I hope you notice is that all of a sudden this fold is deeper. And this deeper place of a fold, this deeper fold, comes with ease. It is an incredible surprise, and it is a result of releasing tension through the practice of your twists. It happens quite readily when we create twists that have a little bit of a strengthening component. So to use the strap the way we did engages the muscles that are stretching and all of the relationship of core muscles as well. And then we find a little bit of spaciousness and freedom. Wow, I hope you're surprising yourself too. Nose toward the toes, unless your fold is especially deep, in which case when you can rest your chest on your legs, then you can relax the head and let the head fall and be supported by the legs. This is where I am today. Let's stay one more breath. But again, we're going to come back to that upright position and recognize that if we were to spend more time here, there are many benefits. You feel now how the middle of your back is really serving you. Those are the muscles that are saying, oh yeah, we're holding you up. The shoulder blades down and back is a wonderful way to strengthen what allows us good posture. Lengthening the sides of the neck and reaching up through the crown of the head is the response of how the legs are responding to pushing into the strap. So all of a sudden we sit up taller against gravity with a little bit more ease, and we train all the muscles that do that for us in our human design to do that a little bit better with light strength work. So though I like to build time here in beginners classes in this position of Paschimottanasana at the beginning, I sneak this into all levels of classes. It serves us all well. When you are sitting somewhere for a really long time, when you're standing somewhere for a while, reach into your legs more and notice how all the muscles of your back hold you up. How you are building that functional strength. Very nice.